Hey, I've got a question for you today on Daily Hope. When was the last time that you got a thank you note or a meaningful letter or a meaningful text message from another believer, another follower of Jesus who just said, hey, I want you to know today, I'm thinking of you, I'm praying for you. Or maybe they said, hey, I see this in you, and I'm so proud of you for choosing God. I want to invite you today to write that kind of letter from a heart of love to a believer that you know. In fact, maybe even right now, the Holy Spirit will bring someone to mind. It could be a grandchild. It could be someone you've known in years past and you're watching them from a distance and you see them choosing God. Maybe it's someone in your church family or in your immediate family. What is this an application of? It's an application of Philippians 2, verse 2. And this is in the context of how do you get encouraged when you've been discouraged. And we saw the beginning of the verse that joy becomes complete when we live in wholehearted agreement with other believers. And then this second little phrase here in this translation says, loving one another. And what I suggested to you was a very practical way of loving another believer today. You know, love is not a feeling. Love is an action. It's a choice. And so what I want to encourage you is take some time to write a text message or write a physical letter and either send it in the mail or send it by technology to another believer. And here's what you'll find. If you start to encourage other believers, it will start to encourage you. It's one of the most powerful things you can do when you're discouraged or when you're depleted. Sit down, get your eyes off of yourself, get your eyes off of your own circumstances, and force yourself. That's the power of writing, physically or on a keyboard. Writing out, here's how I thank God for you, and I'm so glad God's doing these things in your life, and I'm praying for you today. And you know what? Some of you might have the time to write not just one letter like that or one text message, but 5 or 10 or 15 or 20. In fact, if you have an amount of time, maybe you're retired, you don't have to work, or it's your day off, what I'd say is if you're going through discouragement, keep writing these until you feel your spirit start to lift. And then write another 2 or 3 and thank God for the power that when we live in unity with other believers and we pour out ourselves to love other believers, it encourages us. See you tomorrow.